Who are you guys?
Dylan, Brant, Bradley, we're Pazzi Pazzi.
Hell yeah. So, what instruments do you guys play? Starting over here.
I do the drums.
And tambourine. And keyboard sometimes. He's multi-talented. I just play guitar and yell.
I just play the bass, backup vocals occasionally.
Fun stuff, fun stuff. So where are you guys originally from? Are you guys from here?
Yep, I grew up here in Richland, about 6 blocks that way.
Yeah, pretty much grew up here, Richland.
Yeah. all you guys grew up here in Richland?
Oh yeah, I was born at Catholic Hospital.
Oh fuck yeah.
2 blocks down the road. I've lived my entire life within this 20-mile radius.
Not the worst place.
Hell
Sucked
yeah.
as a teenager, but it's not so bad as an adult.
So how long has Pazzi Pazzi been a band?
5 years, 4 years?
Yeah,
I think
it's a gray area. We can never
going
remember.
on like more 6 or 7.
No, not quite that much. We can never remember if it's
I think we started
2018 or 19. Yeah, one of those
It was
winters.
like winter of 18.
Yeah.
Right on. So what inspired the formation of the band? Who started the band and why did you guys start it?
Well, I moved back. I lived in Bellingham for a while, and when I moved back here, I was looking for a new project. And throughout meeting several musicians, I ended up meeting Dylan. The first time me and him jammed together, just as a fucking jam, it was like an instant click. And then probably about a year and a half later, he kept talking about his friend Bradley, who absolutely hated me at the time. We were playing a poker game, and we were like, hey, let's fucking jam on some shit.
Yeah, me and Bradley knew each other in high school, so I knew he could play bass.
Yeah, we've known each other for more than half our lives.
Not me, I was a stranger though.
Well, the 2 of us, yeah.
So I'm gonna get a little specific. So first, what inspires the band, like sound-wise, like genre, style?
Oh, so much.
We were all over the place, mainly surf
Yeah.
and punk.
I
Really dig
think
that.
like yeah, we started off with like an initial like we wanted to channel more surf or punk.
But just kind of branched out to
Yeah,
other
but the
shit.
more we write songs, we just write whatever comes to us, and like we just
So actually, that's what's pretty cool about the album. You know, if anybody is interested in listening to it, I highly recommend listening to the whole thing once because it jumps so much, dude. Like, there's definitely a Pazzi song for everybody out there, whatever.
I think
there's
I
metal
think we're
influence.
definitely a pretty good example of like showing a lot of our influences through our music.
Yeah, metal, ska.
Like yeah,
Little
you
bit of
can
reggae,
hear a
it's
little
pretty
bit of like a lot of bands like just thrown into like just little pieces.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna get a little bit more specific. What inspired you personally to pick up drumming?
My dad was a drummer. I started with like guitar and bass, and I wasn't really good at that. But like for some reason, I was pretty good at drums, even though I didn't really get any formal training or anything. So I kind of stuck with that. I really, as far as like influence and inspiration goes, I love like Neil Peart was awesome. Specifically with Pazzi, I try to drum a lot like a Wilhelm scream. Sorry about that.
How long have you been playing drums?
Shit. 14 years, 15 years, something like that.
Right on. What inspires your guitar playing and vocal style?
As far as guitar playing goes, quite a bit. I mean, obviously a bunch of surf stuff. I started as a blues guitar player, and so just, I mean, all those elements of rock and roll. But yeah, I mean, I always just try to do something unique as much as I can. You know, like, not definitely the best, but definitely me, you know, if that makes sense.
What about vocal style? Just kind of winging it?
Well, actually, I very much hate singing. That's why I always just say I'm a vocalist and I yell. I definitely say the big one for that is probably Kurt Cobain. You know, just that raw, angry, out there kind of shit.
How long have you been playing guitar and what inspired you to pick up the guitar?
I got my first guitar when I was 14, so that was about 16 years ago. And then, but it was like ever since I was a little kid, it was something I always knew I wanted to do. Like I was always trying to grab shit, you know, make guitars or whatever out of rubber bands. And one time I was 7 years old and I bought a ukulele thinking it was a guitar. That's how fucking ignorant I was at the time. But yeah, as soon as I saved up enough money, and and my uncle helped me out, and I finally got one, it was game over, man. Like, just sat in my room and did a bunch of drugs and played guitar.
Sorry. So how long have you been playing? I didn't know if I caught
about
that or not.
16 years.
16?
Yeah. Once you get to a point though, like after like 10 or so, yeah, it's just.
What inspired you to pick up the bass, and what are your influences?
Well, in middle school I played clarinet. So I played clarinet for about 3 or 4 years, and then I don't know, at some point I got really inspired by. I realized there was such a thing as a bass clarinet. I never played one, but I always noticed. But I realized that there was like a bass register to like a regular instrument, and that just intrigued me. And then after that, I just started listening to I was like 10 or 11 or 12 or whatever. So whatever, I'd listen to Strokes, bass riffs or whatever, and they were just catchy, catchy little bass riffs, and I realized that's what I want to do. It's the more understated instrument of the band, but it's really the instrument that makes people. It's the instrument that makes people dance, and then they don't even realize it.
So how long have you been playing bass?
I got my first bass when I was about 13 years old, and I've been playing. There's been a couple years here or there, where I haven't picked it up for a while, but overall I've probably been playing it 15 years.
Right on. So tonight was your first release of your first debut album, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You guys have you guys released anything else before that, or is this just the first album?
Pretty much just singles off of that, and then the Watchtower cover by Dirtface Daredevils.
Yeah, we were a couple of singles a couple months prior. But this year is the first time. Not sure if I made some.
Yeah. And then there's this dude who makes videos for shows. We share those quite a bit.
Guy probably has no life.
Oh, whatever.
Fuck, I was gonna ask something about the album, but I forgot now. Fuck. Whatever, moving on. So you guys are going on a mini tour, but that's just to Aberdeen tomorrow, right?
Yeah, kind of just a practice, get our feet in there. Gonna very much, the goal is to keep track of all the receipts and get a good idea of what it costs to go out like that.
Is this gonna be your guys' first tour? Or have you guys gone tour before?
Yeah, I think the only time we've ever played outside of town is Yakima, and then Punks in the Woods, which is fun. We'll be back there again this summer or fall.
Sweet.
Late summer.
So you guys are gonna dabble with touring, and you guys plan on touring in the future?
Totally,
Absolutely,
yeah.
yeah.
Small steps,
We're gonna hit the Northwest for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I remembered the question about the album. What's it called, and where can people find it?
It is just self-titled, Pazzi Pazzi, and you can either come to a show and pick up a CD, or it's on all the streaming services, Spotify and iTunes and all that. Or you could also go to the Adventures Underground. They got a display set up for us, and it's for sale there as well.
Sweet. So, what are your guys' future plans besides just touring? Any more ideas for just recording?
Trying really hard to write some more stuff, yeah.
New stuff.
Sweet.
New album eventually. Yeah.
I believe that's all I got, unless you guys want to add anything.
Oh, yeah, man.
Well,
Thank you very much for taking interest.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sick show, guys. Keep it up. Thank you.
Very much. Yeah, Pazzi Pazzi takes over the world.